Hello everyone. In the previous video, I had discussed about the digestive system of frog. In this video, I am going to discuss about the respiratory system of frog. Now here, as you know, frog is an amphibian. Is it right here? And amphibians are capable of living in water and also on land. So here what happens, the organs which are, or otherwise let us say the respiratory surface or respiratory organs they have developed, which is, you can say, useful or which is suitable to respire in water and also on the land. So the organ over here which is involved in respiration, that is called as, or that is known as, respiratory organ. Now here in frog, they are able to respire, as I said, in water and also on the land, because they are having three different types of respiratory organs. In water, when they are in water, let us say during the developmental stage, initial life, they are called as tadpole. So at that time they are living in water and the skin they use as a respiratory organ. Means with the help of the skin, that is just under the surface of the skin, are provided with blood capillaries which are capable of diffusion of gases. Means the dissolved oxygen in water get diffused into the blood capillary of the frog which is present in the skin, and likewise carbon dioxide from the blood capillaries can diffuse out into the surrounding medium, that is the water. When they are on the land, at that time what happens, three different structures are there, that is the skin is the first, and then when there is requirement of, let us say, more oxygen is needed, at that time they can use the buccal cavity and they also can use lungs. And you know that when they are in the tadpole stage, they have gills which is suitable for exchange of gases from the water, but when they come onto the land, the gills are replaced by lungs. So here in this case, once again, in water they use the skin as respiratory organ, whereas when they come onto the land, they use all three structures, that is the skin, the buccal cavity and also the lungs are used as a respiratory organ. So based on that, three different types of respiration we can find here. One is called as cutaneous respiration, that is the respiration taking place through the skin is called as cutaneous respiration, whereas the second one is called as buccopharyngeal respiration. Why? Because this is combining or combination of two structures are there. One is the buccal cavity and the other one is the pharynx. And in the earlier video, if you remember, there is no demarcation between the buccal cavity and the pharynx. So that common area is called as, or common region is called as buccopharynx or buccopharyngeal cavity. So here, based on that, the respiration that is called over here as buccopharyngeal respiration, and the third one is taking place through the lungs is called as pulmonary respiration, that is the respiration taking place through the lungs. Now let's see first of all about the cutaneous respiration. Now as I earlier mentioned, that respiration that takes place through the skin is known as cutaneous respiration. Now in this type of respiration, the respiration takes place in both. Means what? The skin can be used in both the habitat. They have two habitat. One is the water, that is aquatic life, and they are also able to live on the land without any difficulty. So here I am talking about the skin, or otherwise the cutaneous respiration can take place on land and also in water. Now let us say if they are first of all present in water. So from the water, whatever dissolved oxygen is present, that can get diffused into the blood capillaries present just below the skin. And likewise when they are on the land, so from the air they can exchange the gases. And as a result of that, the skin serves as a respiratory surface for them. Now there are some features. There are some features as to why or how these structures are, that is the skin is useful for them as a respiratory surface in water and also on the land. So some of the characters are there here, that is the skin remains moist due to presence of mucus, and this mucus is secreted by the mucus gland, and because of that only what happens, their body remains slippery. Then the skin is permeable to gases, means easily the gases can diffuse in and out of the blood capillaries present in the skin, and the skin is very thin. So as a result of that, it becomes very easy for the diffusion of oxygen and carbon dioxide. And the fourth is the skin has a rich supply of, what is that? Rich supply of blood. That means the blood capillaries are present in which the blood flows. So as a result of the diffusion taking place, in the water the dissolved oxygen will be comparatively more than what is present in the blood capillary. Likewise in the air also the concentration of oxygen is higher as compared to the oxygen present in the blood capillary. So easily what happens, from higher concentration to lower concentration diffusion can take place. So that was about what? Cutaneous, that is the respiration taking place through the skin. The second one is buccopharyngeal respiration. In this what happens, the respiration takes place through the buccal cavity and the pharynx. Means what over here, the buccal cavity and the pharynx both are over here combined, and that structure is now called as buccopharyngeal cavity, and that's why when buccopharyngeal cavity is utilized for respiration or exchange of gases, it is called as buccopharyngeal respiration. Now here also blood capillaries are provided in the lining of epithelium, due to which what happens, the exchange is possible, and this is suitable mainly for respiration on the land, and that's why it is a terrestrial respiration. It is a terrestrial respiration. Is it right? Why? Because what happens here, the pharynx and also the buccal cavity are lined over here with the mucus and have a rich supply of blood vessel, that is the blood capillaries, which is permeable to the oxygen and carbon dioxide gases. So easily diffusion of these gases in and out, oxygen diffuses into the blood capillary and carbon dioxide from the blood capillary diffuses out of the capillaries. The third one is called as pulmonary respiration, that is the respiration taking place through the lungs is called as pulmonary respiration, and it is terrestrial respiration because with the help of lungs the frogs are able to respire on the land. That means they can exchange the carbon dioxide and oxygen gas from the air. Now here in this case the respiratory system consists of two parts, you can say, the respiratory tracts and the lungs. Respiratory tract, what happens, there are two respiratory tracts starting from the nostril. Starting from the nostril, you can say two respiratory tracts are there, and both of these tracts from the external nostril. It starts from the external nostril and then it opens into the buccopharyngeal cavity. कहाँ से वो स्टार्ट हो रहा है? बाहर, यानी कि बॉडी के बाहर से, एक्सटर्नल नोस्ट्रिल से स्टार्ट हो रहा है एंड देन इट ओपन्स इनटू द buccopharyngeal cavity. Now from buccopharyngeal cavity, it leads into a sac which is called as laryngotracheal chamber. Laryngotracheal chamber through the glottis. You understand glottis? That is the opening of the windpipe, you can say, or the trachea. which is guarded by epiglottis, that you have learnt in your previous class, which is present in human being. Very similar to that it is over here in case of frog also. Once again, first of all, from the external nostril. एक्सटर्नल नोस्ट्रिल से क्या हो रहा है, द एयर एंटर्स इनटू द बकोच pharyngeal cavity, and from bacopharyngeal cavity it leads into the laryngotracheal chamber through the glottis. Means first of all external nostril, उसके बाद bacopharyngeal cavity, उसके बाद glottis, and then bacopharyngeal cavity, and लास्ट में laryngotracheal chamber से the air enters into the lungs where the gaseous exchange takes place. The oxygen diffuses into the blood capillaries, and from the blood capillaries carbon dioxide diffuses outside, which is exhaled out, which is released outside the body. In case of the lungs here, the lungs are a pair, like we are having pair of lungs, so they are also having a pair of lungs which is elongated and pink colored, sac like structure, pink colored sac like structure, which is present in the trunk part, that is the upper part of the body is called as trunk over here, and we also can call that as what, thorax, like we are having our chest cavity, that is called as thorax. So here the lungs are located in the thoracic region, upper part of the trunk. Now when they are hiding themselves, we have discussed earlier about the summer sleep and winter sleep, if you remember. So that is estivation and hibernation. So at that time all other systems are, you can say, very much, they are functioning at very slow rate, because at that time they have to conserve the energy उनको क्या करना है, conserve करके रखना है. And during that time, if you remember earlier, we have discussed in digestive system that when they are active during the monsoon season, at that time what happens, the fat is stored, glycogen is stored in the body, which is utilized for the respiration, for the release of energy. So generally what happens here at that time, that is during estivation and hibernation, the gaseous exchange takes place mainly through the skin only, because if suppose that they are going to use the lungs, in that energy will be required and they cannot afford to spend energy at that time. So that's why to conserve the energy, what happens, all other systems are slowed down and the skin is utilized as a respiratory surface for the exchange of gases. So that was about respiratory system, which is of three types. One is cutaneous, then second one is bacopharyngeal respiration, and the third one is pulmonary, where in water they use the skin mainly, and then when they come onto the land they use all three respiratory surfaces or respiratory organs, skin, buccal cavity, and also the lungs. Here all these I have discussed for the adult form, but when we talk about the tadpole stage, at that time they do not have the lungs. They do not have lungs at that time, they cannot come out of the water even. And at that time they have gills, which is suited for exchange of gases from the water. So that was about respiratory system. Next one is circulatory system, which I will include in the next video. Thank you.